Today we're talking about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, Ubisoft's remake of what many fans still consider the greatest Assassin's Creed game ever made. When people talk about best games in the franchise, names like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and some even say Shadows. But Black Flag is different. Many people say it was one of the best pirate games ever created. Now Ubisoft is bringing it back with Black Flag Resynced, a complete remake built on the latest version of the Anvil engine, the same technology used for recent Assassin's Creed titles. The game launches on July 9th, 2026, and promises updated visuals, improved gameplay systems, new content, and quality of life improvements, while keeping the same story that made players fall in love over a decade ago. But the big question is, of course, can Ubisoft replicate the magic that the original Black Flag game created? Or is this just a money grab? Let's talk about it.
Way to the mark, Kenway. Maybe he remembers where his rat is hiding. Before my aim markedly improves. That flushed him out. I'll catch you up, Thatch.
Before we talk about the remake, we have to talk about why the original game became such a fan favorite. Back in 2013, Assassin's Creed was in a weird spot. The Ezio trilogy had ended, Assassin's Creed 3 introduced Connor Kenway and wrapped up a major chapter of the franchise. While Assassin's Creed 3 had its fans, many players felt Ubisoft needed something fresh. Then Black Flag arrived. Instead of focusing solely on Assassin's Creed and Templars, Ubisoft gave us Edward Kenway. And Edward wasn't some noble assassin from the start, and he wasn't trying to save the world, he wasn't motivated by duty, but he did want money and he wanted fame. And of course, he wanted freedom. That immediately made him one of the most interesting protagonists in the series because he kind of felt human. We watched him transform from a selfish pirate into someone who actually understood the importance of assassin brotherhood. The character growth is a huge reason why people still remember Black Flag today. One thing that Black Flag absolutely nailed was its setting. The game takes place during the golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. Players explored locations like Havana, Nassau, Kingston, Hidden Island, shipwrecks, jungles, and underwater caves. And at the time, it just felt completely massive. The Caribbean felt alive. Merchant ships crossed the sea, pirates attacked each other, storms rolled in, naval battles could happen at any moment, and unlike many open world games, exploration was actually fun. And half the time you weren't even doing missions. You were kind of just like sailing around looking for treasure. So Edward Kenway was great, but the real star of Black Flag was the Jackdaw. Your ship became your home. You upgraded its cannons, strengthened its armor, added new weapons, expanded storage, improved motors, and every upgrade made you feel stronger. The naval combat was addictive. You'd spot a ship in the distance, fire a broadside, watch wood explode into splinters, board the enemy vessel, then steal its cargo. And somehow that loop never really got old. In fact, many fans believe Black Flag's naval gameplay was so good that Ubisoft eventually tried turning that game into an entire game with Skull and Bones. Which, if you guys remember, did not do well at all. Now fast forward 13 years, Ubisoft has officially rebuilt Black Flag from the ground up as Black Flag Resynced. And this isn't being marketed as a simple remaster. It is a full remake. According to Ubisoft, every environment, character model, visual effect, and gameplay system has been built using modern technology. For instance, that means the lighting, ray trace reflections, updated water simulation, improved character models, better performance, 60 frames per second modes on consoles, and enhanced environmental details. And if there was ever an Assassin's Creed game that deserved a visual overhaul, it definitely was Black Flag. The Caribbean was already beautiful in 2013. Imagine what that could look like on modern hardware. One area Ubisoft seems particularly proud of is the ocean technology, which makes a lot of sense. This is Black Flag. The ocean is basically the game's main character. Ubisoft has rebuilt the water simulation and weather systems, creating more realistic waves, storms, and environmental hazards. They've even removed loading interruptions during naval gameplay to make exploration feel seamless. And of course, this may sound like a small change, but if you played the original, you know how much time you spend sailing. Making that experience smoother could drastically improve the immersion. One of the major criticisms that Black Flag had back in the day was that the combat eventually became pretty easy. It pretty much went like this: counter, kill, repeat. In Resynced, Ubisoft has introduced a more parry-focused combat system that encourages timing and strategy instead of simply waiting for enemy attacks. What's interesting is that Ubisoft has also confirmed the remake is not becoming an RPG. There are no levels, no gear score requirements, no stats-gated progression systems, and I think that's the right call. A lot of longtime Assassin's Creed fans miss the older action-adventure style of gaming. So Black Flag, keeping true to its roots, is a pretty smart decision. One thing that surprised many fans is that Ubisoft isn't just recreating the original game, they're actually adding content. The remake includes new officers that can join the Jackdaw and provide unique abilities during naval combat. There are also new encounters and expanded activities across the world. And it kind of starts to get a little bit interesting because Ubisoft has had a chance to expand areas that felt limited for the original game. Imagine additional pirate stories, or more legendary battleships, even more side missions, more character moments with Edward. That's the type of content that a lot of fans have wanted for years.
Rum tastes sweeter among friends, pirate. At it again, can we? I thought you'd be done chasing fairy stories.
Not yet.
Something a lot of people may not realize is that Ubisoft is actively connecting Black Flag Resynced to the modern Assassin's Creed universe. Recent updates for Assassin's Creed Shadows introduce story content that helps bridge the gap between Shadows and Black Flag Resynced. Ubisoft even added crossover rewards between the two games. So I guess that's kinda some sign that Ubisoft isn't using this game as just nostalgia bait. They're positioning it as an important piece of the franchise moving forward. And that's a pretty fascinating shift, I'd say. For years, remakes have mostly existed separately from ongoing storylines. Ubisoft seems to be trying something different. So fans obviously loved Black Flag, and that pretty much sounds like a good thing, huh? But it also creates a huge problem. People have extremely high expectations, but that's like with any game that they choose to bring back. Anybody chooses to bring back, really. If Ubisoft changes too much, fans will complain. If they change too little, fans will complain. It's one of those situations where there's almost no middle ground. And let's be honest, Ubisoft hasn't had the best few years. The company has faced criticism over game launches, delays, monetization strategies, and creative decisions. Because of that, many players are approaching Black Flag Resynced with cautious optimism. They want it to be great, but they're also waiting to see if Ubisoft can actually deliver. I think Black Flag Resynced matters for a bigger reason than just nostalgia. The Assassin's Creed franchise has changed dramatically over the years. We've gone from classic style of Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood to the giant RPG worlds of Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and Shadows. And some players love that evolution, and others miss the old formula. From what I see, Black Flag sits kinda right in the middle. It has a huge open world, but it still felt like classic Assassin's Creed. And that's why so many people see it as a perfect balance. Ubisoft might learn valuable lessons about what fans actually want from future Assassin's Creed games. So, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced releases on July 9, 2026 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Pricing starts at $59.99 for the standard edition, with the $69.99 deluxe edition and a $199.99 collector's edition is also available. At the end of the day, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced looks more than just a visual upgrade. Ubisoft is rebuilding one of the franchise's most beloved entries with modern technology, improved combat, expanded content, upgraded naval gameplay, and a stunning new version of the Caribbean. The original Black Flag earned its reputation because it gave players something special. It let us live the fantasy of being a pirate captain while still delivering an emotional Assassin's Creed story. And that's not an easy pull-off. And honestly, that's why people still talk about Edward Kenway 13 years later. Now we just have to sit and wait to see if Ubisoft can do the impossible. Take one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games ever made and somehow make it even better. But what do you guys think? Will you be playing this new Assassin's Creed game, or will you just go back and play the original? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Pause for now, play forever. AK out.